We're back again with another Beyond the Bar, and we have once again with us country artist songwriter Allie Colleen. Uh, you know, if folks are watching this, they might notice you have one, maybe two tattoos. I gotta ask, how many tattoos are you up to these days? Because you had a few last time we chatted.
Well, it's definitely surpassed my ability to count. But I want to say maybe 30. I feel like I crossed the 30 threshold, I think. Cuz this
And
is one
it,
two. So, I think I'm at 30. I really do.
that's what I was gonna say. Eventually, they might all just be one at the end. One big scene.
That might come together. It's funny, I'm actually literally doing, it might sound vain, but I might be vain. I really don't know. But I'm doing an entire Allie Colleen leg sleeve because no one else is gonna do it. And also, I love her. Like, big fan. Like, I love her. So I literally have two tattoos on my leg that are of me. One of them is like a merch shirt that we sell. It's like a pin-up Allie, and then the other one is Allie, and then it's where I also put like my song stuff. So we had a song called Grass in the Grave come out this year, and it was the first song that I added to this leg, and it's like the artwork. So if anyone goes and looks at the artwork of Grass in the Grave, someone that I really, really love drew that artwork for me, so I got it as the tattoo on my leg as well. So that one might have been crossing the 30 threshold, but I feel like I might have been at 30 before that one. So maybe I'm at 31. Don't know.
Well, I was gonna say, for you and to add one that's of your songs, why did you feel like now was the time, and why grass on the grave and kind of that cover art there?
I love Grass in the Grave. There's a lot of songs that I write for a lot of people in the sense of like there's narratives and there's stories that I curate that I'm just hoping that somebody attaches to and it validates somebody's story and it does whatever. And then there are the songs that are more few and far between, and that it's becoming more for me as an artist now than it has been in the past to just write it for me. You know what I mean? Like that was just something that saved my life and something that really mattered to me. Um, and so Grass in the Grave was one of our most recent releases, and it was just it was one of those songs that really threw me into a new season of my life that I needed and something that I really depended on and cared about. So that was I think why one it made the leg, but two, we have a song that I think we're going to talk about later called While We're Still Friends, and so Grass in the Grave is kind of the follow up to While We're Still Friends. So narrative wise. I made the decision with While We're Still Friends. I said, okay, we get one divorce song. One. We're not doing that whole album thing. We're not doing that. So we did that with While We're Still Friends, and I'm very proud of that narrative and everything. But then Grass in the Grave was like, okay, we have to follow up. We have to follow up the divorce song, and then we're done, and then we're fine, and then we're gonna start writing party songs again. So Grass in the Grave again just like really set up a season for me that was different personally, but also sonically for my music and stuff like that I cared about. So
Well, now I was gonna say, when you collaborate with folks on that song, Alyssa, Trahan, Crystal, I'm gonna not be able to pronounce her last name, Polychronis.
I've never said it. I've looked at it and said no, but I love Alyssa. Alyssa was really, really responsible sonically for how this song kind of turned into a little bit more of like a pop punk vibe with the guitar thing. Because I was trying to explain to her that I would really love to evolve into like an alternative country sound because that's what I listen to. It's never really been what I've put out, but like that's what I listen to. And so I was like, I want to start performing the stuff that I also want to listen to. Like I love writing these narratives for these people and like supporting people in their worlds, but like I want to start making it look like mine. So Alyssa did the demo, and it's just not. It's just when you meet women in town that are just so skilled audioly, like it's just really cool, and it's really cool to work with. So Alyssa was really responsible for how the song sounds, and then Craig Wilson. Actually, it was my first co-write with Craig, and he was so kind, and he introduced me to the girls, and he really advocated all day for like, hey guys, we have to say this the way Allie would say it. So he was very supportive too in ways where I was like, hey, that's a great line, but I wouldn't say that. That doesn't fit my narrative, and he was very supportive of that. And sometimes it's hard to find co-writers like that because sometimes the co-writers like, I want all the lines in this. I want to show I can do this, and like I really want to write for you, but then other co-writers like really know how to write for you, which most times hanging back and like listening to you and what you're saying and then making lines out of that. So Craig was a huge thing for us. I never got to write with Craig again. We lost Craig a couple months after we wrote this song. So this song is always kind of in memory of Craig, but that also gets confusing because it's called Grass on the Grave, and they're not supposed to correlate. But we did lose Craig to health issues a couple months after we wrote this song, and I don't know if every songwriter in town says this to their artist, but Craig said that this is his favorite song that he's got to be a part of for an artist. I'm sure he said that to someone else as well. But so we always think about Craig when we play this song too, which was, sad, but also really, really cool how music can just capture people, forever and leave a legacy kind of thing. And Craig left a really amazing songwriting legacy in Nashville.
Well, and I was going to say, you want to perform a little bit of Grass on the Grave for us?
I would love to. Would love to. So Grass in the Grave creates a really special place for grief, I think. There's a lot of grief songs that are really heavy, and this is literally just supposed to be like that final stage of grief that's like, we're good now, dog. Like, you got this. So I always mention that um, I worked a really, really long time for something that just wasn't going to work out. And I think grief takes a lot of different views in people's lives, and you can literally just grieve like lifelines, and the plans that you've made and things that were supposed to be and things that you believed in. So I worked really, really hard for something that just didn't work out. And that's okay. But it was a moment, season in my life. I put you in my plan. I did what I thought was right. I worked so hard just to watch it die. Sometimes you have to leave some things behind. It was never getting better. It all felt so wrong. It was supposed to be forever. Now I wake up and it's gone. The sun will keep rising. Broken ground just needs the rain. It takes time moving on. There's grass on the grave. I buried the feelings. The memories, they come up, but now I see them differently. Love is always love. That doesn't mean that it's enough. It was never getting better. It all felt so wrong. It was supposed to be forever. Now I wake up and it's gone. But the sun will keep rising. Broken ground just needs the rain. It takes time moving on. There's grass on the grave. There's grass on the grave. I worked so hard just to watch it die, but I found new life when I said goodbye. It was never getting better. It all felt so wrong. It was supposed to be forever. Now waking up and it's gone. But the sun will keep rising. Broken ground just needs the rain. It takes time moving on. It's taking time moving on. There's grass on the grave. And I'm gonna be okay. There's grass on the grave. Yeah.
That is another fantastic song, and again, one that I think will resonate with many people for certain reasons. And Allie, thank you for sharing that story of how that song came to be, how you ended up with a little personalized tattoo, and so much more.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for listening.